everyone. Well, happy election night. I am not watching any of it. I'm just going to wait until we find out who wins because can't deal with the anticipation of anything. So with that being said, I'm straightening out my camera. We are going to make a Christmas, well, technically it could go winter too. It is a Christmas ribbon wreath. So before we get started, let me go through this really quick. If you want to save the video and you're on YouTube or Facebook, just click the share button if you're on Facebook. If you are on YouTube, click your save button once you're logged into your account. To turn live notifications on Facebook, make sure you've liked and followed the page. It's imperative you do both. I don't know why they just don't get rid of one or the other. It'd make it a whole lot easier. Or just have a button that says, turn on live notifications. Can't be that simple, right? But that's what you want to do on Facebook. Like's easy enough to find. Follow is hidden. It is actually under the three little dots that are to the right-hand side. If you click on that, it'll open up a sub-menu. That's where all of your live notifications are. So if you are wondering, why am I not getting live notifications from all these other people? That's how you turn them on. If you are on YouTube, this is a Facebook replay. So to be notified when I go live or when there's a new video for you to catch, just make sure you hit the subscription bell or subscribe to my channel. Simple enough. I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down. We're going to discuss all of the things, and then we're going to put this whole design together. Hopefully it works. So bear with me 1 second. I think I've got everything done. Inspiration, totally last minute. I'm trying to figure out what to do, and I'm trying to make things that are what I call transitional products, which means that you can use them for Christmas and winter. It's not so much Christmas themed to where that's all you have, and then you have to take it down right after Christmas, or if you're like me, sometimes we just ignore it and let it ride until we're ready to take it down. So hi Elizabeth, hi Cheryl, hi Joan. Getting my Facebook page anywhere. So let me go ahead and put this in. Here's my website down below because I like to pin that. So we're going to make a Christmas ribbon wreath. Okay, why is this not pinning? There we go. Because Facebook's being weird. Okay, pushing that way out of the way. Large, unique in the creek flower board. This is a 15.5 inch board. Where can you get it? Hobby Lobby, I believe, is selling them. But you can also get them at Craft Outlet, Amazon, or Unique in the Creek by going to their website, uniqueinthecreek.com. And you'll want the 15.5 inch large flower board. That is exactly what it is called. So you will need one of those. You will need 6-inch zip ties. You will need an 8-inch sign. We are using this one from Pam. It personalized it by Pam, which says hand-rolled candy canes sold here. So you guys know I have a candy cane collection in my shop. So I thought we would make this so you could use this design in lieu of a wreath, or you can use it as a door hanger or a wall hanger in your home. You will need 2.5 inch rolls of ribbon, and the ones I have selected for today is this 2.5 inch. It's like candy canes, peppermints, suckers. It's all just red and white striped candy. In addition, I also have this 2.5 inch candy cane, diagonal glitter plaid ribbon, Craft Outlet. And then we're going to do a fun play on. We have the red and white Swiss dot. You'll need 2 rolls of 1.5 inches. So I'm going to do the white on red, and then I'm also doing red on white. So they're complete opposites. So I just thought that that would be a fun take. You will need let me think about this. You will need 8 pieces, 12. They're all going to be cut to 12 inches. You will need 8 of one kind of your 1.5 inch. You will need 16 12-inch pieces of the other. Both of these are craft outlet too. You will also need 16 of your 2.5 inch ribbon cut to 12 inches. And you will need 16 of these 2.5 cut to 12-inch pieces. Once you have all that done, you could, and I think that's it. That's all you need. Two rolls of 2.5 inch ribbon, 2 1.5 rolls of ribbon, a 10-inch sign, and you can vary this. You can, go up a size in the sign, but you'll have to vary the layout on your board. I'm going to show you what we have here to show you how we're going to assemble the pieces. So this is strictly a ribbon wreath. So let me go over placement on the board before we do petals. Okay, row 1, where the hanger goes, no zip ties. We're not utilizing these holes at all except to add our hanger, which we'll do. Then on row number 2, you are going to do the skinny holes and the shared hole spacing. So you're going to need zip ties between all the skinnies, and then I call them like the little fat ones. So the skinny ones are going to be here where the 1.5 inch go, and the larger ones are going to go in the shared spacing. Then we're going down to row 2, and we are just using the skinny pieces. Okay, so wherever there's a skinny 2-piece in between, you're going to go ahead and do those in between. You're not going to do shared spacing. So you're going to look for the skinnies. There should be, if I'm counting, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. I believe on the outside, okay, we're going to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 pieces are going to go on row number 2. And then on the inside, I believe it's going to be, we're doing regular skinny holes and then shared spacing. And then the ones in the inside, we're leaving completely blank. And so on this one, we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is that right? Starting here. Did I do that right? Hold on a sec. 1, we're doing the fat one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. So 32, 8, and 16, and nothing in the center because that's where our sign's going to go. So that's how it is all laid out. We're going to walk, you'll see it as we're kind of putting those through. Hi Mary Carol, brushes and boards and more. This would be a Unique in the Creek 15.5 inch large flower board. Welcome and thank you for joining. And then let me show you how we're going to put together the petals or the ribbon pieces. You're just going to take your 12-inch piece of 2.5 inch ribbon. You're going to do the exact same with the 1.5 inch. You're just going to bring the ends together. You're going to pinch those together. And then you're going to take a zip tie and you're going to zip tie the ends closed. You can use rubber bands if you want. I prefer zip ties because they have a tendency of not degrading over time. Okay, so there is that for your 2.5 inch piece. And then for your 1.5 inch, same theory. Bring your edges together. Don't need to dovetail them. We're going to just zip them in. Usually about the space of your thumb is a good estimate. So I usually just kind of tuck that in so that I know, hey, that's about as full as you want. So about a thumb's length. So you're going to do that for both. I'm doing these last 4 pieces. So scrunch in, zip tie. I like to put my zip ties on the side. Up and over, right in there. Cut the ends off. We'll do these last two, and then we're going to assemble, and it's going to go fairly quick. Somebody remind me to put the hanger in because I'll forget. I mean, we can still add it in after the fact, but we need to do it before we get the pieces going, because I don't know, once you have everything all nice, pretty, and fluffed, it doesn't come out the same. Okay, so one's on the side, this one in the center, squish, squish, squish. Grab another zip tie. Hi, Blanche. Thanks for joining. Carol says, I need something like that to make. This is so easy. So, no glue. Well, not really any glue. I'm just going to super do, like, make sure it doesn't, like, really come out. So, hanger. Hubby said he put it over here. Here it is. Yes. So, I am going to add my hanger. So, this is red and white striped braided cord. This was from Michael's. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. You can get it at Joann's. Wherever you would prefer. It's going to have a tendency of coming undone once you cut it. So right here is our hanger part. I am going to go, let me think about this, straight down. Board. So just like that. I like to take a piece of Scotch tape and right where I'm going to cut the ribbon, just so it helps it to not come undone. You could glue it too, but we're going to cut right between my Scotch tape strip, so it'll prevent this side from unraveling and this side from unraveling. So we are going to go ahead and put a nice little knot in these. Oop. Come on, girl. Alrighty. Let's make sure we're even. Go around. Through one. Alrighty. And put our knot right in the center. This way, when we go to hang it, when we pull it, the knot stays on the inside so that we keep it a nice, clean, flush back. Okay, so now we're ready to add our pieces. Hi, Nancy Lee. Yes, so the back of the board is skipping outside holes, doing every set of holes in every shared hole on row 2, just doing the regular set of holes, which is 8 on row 3, regular set of holes plus shared holes for 16 on row 1, 2, 3, 4, and skipping row 5 and 6. Okay, we're all set. So now we are going to we're going to be alternating. So remember where I told you where the fat pieces go is going to be the shared holes. And so I want to make sure that where I have my zip tie, I want to zip tie that nice and tight. And I'm doing it on the opposite side, so when I go to pull, my zip tie is going to stop me from being able to pull it all the way out. So, and we're not going to worry about fluffing until we get to the end, because we could fluff and fluff and fluff and fluff, and it's just going to be crazy, because you're going to be laying pieces in, you're going to be putting other pieces on top of those, and so fluffing, we will wait until the very, very end. And so we're just using the fat sections of the shared hole on row 2. just like so. And I'm snipping as I'm going. Okay, shared hole, making sure that I am past my zip tie so that I can't pull that out. Okay, just like this, so nice and pretty. Gonna go tuck in here. There's that one. Nice snip, snip. So I like alternating something with pattern. I did this one before in my group, but we did the traditional colors, and a lot of people like it because it is so simple. No mesh. Everyone's got at least 4 rolls of ribbon, hopefully, that can coordinate and match. So just like that, we're going to keep going. We will have, let me give you the dimensions for those that came in late. You will need 2 rolls of 2.5-inch ribbon, coordinating colors preferably, but you don't have to. You will also need 2 rolls of 1.5-inch ribbon. You will cut 8 pieces of 1 of your 1.5-inch ribbon, and then you will cut 16 pieces of the other 1.5-inch plus the 2.5-inch, all to 12-inch pieces, and then you will just gather them at the bottom and put a zip tie in them. And then that's how they're going in the board. So we're going with a candy cane theme. This is not up yet, but you'll see that once you get these in and lift them, it's going to make for a very beautiful wreath. I've done it before. It looks amazing. It almost looks surreal. Okay, let me go ahead and grab that one. That shared hole gap is quite wide, which is why adding those zip ties to the ends are going to be key to helping them stay in place. Okay. Do you guys have any question? Linda, all the pieces are cut to 12 inches. Yes, Ellie, you can use rubber bands. It's just whatever your preference is. I find that if you're going to put it outside, those have a tendency of deteriorating or breaking down quickly, depending upon the weather, whether you have like really super cold weather or really super hot weather. So I personally will be glad once I get all these shared holes out of this section because they're a pain. I like them when it's just the regular holes. So a couple more. Seeing those go in. There's that one. Go ahead and snip, snip. And then we've got one coming in here. So it's always nice when you've pre-wired, or in this case, zipped your board, so that you can just come in and do these. This is going to be our other shared. I'm going to go ahead and pull that down so that gets zip tied in there as well. Grab my last piece for this section of the shared holes and zip that in place. So let me flip that around just like so. Okay, so that is our outside. Looks super fun, right? Okay, now we have those shared spaces in between. This is where we are going to alternate the regular fun size pieces of 1.5 inches, because what they will do is they will actually go in and they will fill the gaps in between. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Oop, I want this to lay flat. And these are actually going to sit just in front of your 2.5 inch piece. It's going to fill the gap. So we're doing reverse Swiss dot, same color combinations. Here's that one. And now we're doing the white. Wow, that one just does not want to come. It just did not want to slide down. So just to the front, let your other pieces, like the shorter 1.5 inches is going to sit on the front. Right in here. This is where having an 8-inch sign is super fun, and you have ribbon. So just like so. And you can kind of fluff these as you go, or fluff them as you put them inside. Just like that. Throw all my scraps in the trash. Okay. Trying to get that one down. Nice and tight. Keep spinning. So these are easy to make if you have people who can zip the zip ties. So you could, because I've done this in the past too, just for reassurance points, you could take and do this and just go over your zip tie pieces with glue and just make sure those pieces are all nice and settled in there. This way, I don't know, should a zip tie snap, it's like serious, like over caution, but you never know. We'll zip tie the hanger in there. There's that one. And we'll come back and get the rest once I've done that. But that gives you some extra reinforcement. You know, should a zip tie snap, that's as easy as it's going to be to remedy or fix that. Just zip your zip tie back in. And you're all good to go. Okay. Come on. Okay. I actually have this one slightly stuck in my outside zip. So I'm going to see if I can zip it. I don't think so. I'm going to have to redo this one because it actually went under my other zip tie. So we will just run this through. Bring this back up. So if I was doing this on my own, I would do all the 2.5 inches first, get those into the board, and then come back in and wire your board for the 1.5 inch pieces. Because sometimes those shared holes can be challenging to get your stuff to fit in them. You know, if you get them wired slightly wrong or they get caught with the other zip tie, it can pose a challenge. So remember, these come up, they don't sit back. Hey. There we go. I'm like, what happened to the rest? Sometimes it's hard to see what's obvious right in front of you. There's that one. Zip right in front. Let's go ahead and I'm just going right over the zip ties in each section. Just with the hot glue right here on the end. because that will be the place where, you know, you're fluffing or pulling your ribbon. This one did the same thing. It's actually twisted through the other hole. So when you're wiring them, sometimes they get under one another and then they don't come in the way they're supposed to. Okay. There we go. A white. And wired ribbon makes all the difference in the world for storing, because these will store completely flat. Okay. There's that. So like I was saying, they store completely flat. You just flatten the whole thing. Everything flat. And then when you're ready for the season, you just take and lift all of your loops and pull them up. Here is our last white. So this is where you need that alternate color. It's only going to be used on the outside, and that's to give you an alternating look. Okay. I'm going to put this one in right in here. And then we'll go ahead and just hot glue that down one more time to the last ones we did. There we go. And I'm just doing a little one up, one over. One up, one over, one up, one over, one up, one over. Okay, so there you have it. Row number 2 done. Okay, so in this row, we are going to be alternating the large ribbons are going in row number 3. So I'm just going to start here. You just pick one and start with it. So I'm going to do this one. And we're going to go around. And we've got our candy cane stripe. He's going to fit in here. Right in between those. Okay. Moving them around. We've got this one tucked in here. Okay. So you just got your 2.5 inch pieces that all go to the inside. Here's this one in. Okay. Going, going, going. Move it. Okay. Right inside. There's that one. Here's this one. Candy cane. And we are going to need peppermint right in here. Right inside. And now that I'm thinking about it, when I lined these up, I should have thought about it more. I should have pulled, because what you want to do on this row, on your mini spaces, your regular holes in between are where your 1.5 inches is going to go. And obviously you're going to lay your corresponding ribbon like these right in here. So you have one alternating on top of the other. Let's see how this works. I'm trying to make sure that I don't crisscross my pieces. So these are shared holes, space. I'm gonna make sure that's out of the way. Making sure this is out of the way. We're gonna alternate our peppermint in here. And then we're gonna do peppermints, right? See how all these holes, it is easy to get one to lay under the other. Okay, just like so, just like so. We've got the peppermint, so moving these off. Peppermint. This is actually supposed to go this way so that I can make sure my zip ties down. And then we've got this one right in here, squeezing it in, flipping it around. So many zip ties. Okay, peppermint. Just like here. Okay. And we have our last 2.5 inch piece. Let me get this one in. There we go. So we've cut alternated colors and patterns all the way through. And I really like the emphasis of bringing the red and the white back in. I like more red than anything. So we're going to go ahead. Normally what I do is I alternate like I would. Let me show you. I think if I added the white, it would just be too much white and not enough red. So let me go ahead and do this one. Put this one in. Pinch it in. Put a zip tie around it. Because I think it would just make it too white. But let me look. Aw, thank you, Deborah, for sending me the stars. So this is what I'm saying. You could come in and lay these in, but then the inside center becomes too white. So I'm actually going to bring the red in. And just add red all the way through instead of alternating red and white. See, this is what ends up happening is in the areas where you have these, it becomes too white. You have a better contrast if you just squeeze in the reds. Same thing, you're going to put your reds, your 1.5 inches, a little farther forward. Okay. And I'm going to just pull these down just so slightly, because believe it or not, our sign needs to fit in there. So I'm going to pull these just back a bit. Okay. And what these are doing, again, almost every single step is a way to hide the mechanics of what you've done, which is why we start on the outside and then work our way to the inside. Doing the same thing here. Pull that back. Slide this in. Here's that one. Okay. Pull back. Because we did everything to pull it forward so that we can get into these sections to add our ribbon tails to the inside. What do you guys think so far of the design? Ooh. Okay, a couple more. Got 2 more pieces just to slide on in. So all the pieces, again, cut to 12 inches. You will need 2 1.5 inch, 2 2.5 inch, and you can do these in any color combination. See, I like to pull the 1.5 inch forward so that it sits on the front of the others. Now we're going to go ahead and squeeze this one in for our last one. Same thing, bring it forward. And so now we have everything covered. The board is completely covered. Makes a nice kind of snowflake ribbon pattern. And then we are going to add our sign right to the center of the board. But we need to find out where the center. So remember we added our hanger? Because I would hate to get you this far and then you're like, oh no, I hung my sign over here and my hanger's here. If that happens, don't pull everything apart. Just take your hanger off. And remember those outside holes we didn't use? Just add the hanger where it's more appropriate for you. So I'm going to make sure that I have it this way. Just like this. And you're going to need an adhesive cable tie to go ahead and add this to the board. And we're going to really reinforce that because we don't want our sign to pop off due to the weather, due to anything. So from here, don't need to put our, our business card on the back because no one's going to see it. I am going to adhesive. Let me see if I have it here. I think I do. Yes, I do. So these adhesive pieces have a tendency sometimes, they just don't. They will degrade over time. So what I like to do is just remove these off the cable tie. They come off really easy, which is really sad because this is what you're using to add on to your sign. But remember all those car emblems you have on your car that never want to come off? You can get this 3M. It's called the Super Strength Molding Tape. And that's exactly what it's for. And I am just going to measure this out to the bottom. Just like so. And let's get that cut to size. So car molding never comes off no matter how hot it is. You don't see our emblems peeling off your car. So you can buy that through Amazon. You can also find it at your automotive stores like, what is it, Chief, AutoZone. There's a couple others I can't think of off the top of my head. Okay. And I just wanted to make sure that that is really sealed on there good. And then I'm going to pull the sticky off. Whoop. And then I'm going to, I want to make sure my sign is straight, because that's how I'm going to put my pipe cleaner in. So these are what I've used on the Scarecrow Unique in the Creek cross wreaths, because my heads kept popping off and I couldn't figure out why. It's just because our shop is so cold. Oh, cool. And Nancy says most of the hardware stores like Lowe's carry that tape as well. So it is called 3M Super Strength Molding Tape. You need stage 2 to really make that work. And then I'm going to just take my white pipe cleaner and I'm going to go ahead and pull that to the middle so that we can fit it through those holes. I'm just going to put a little loop in there so that should they decide to change out the the signs and maybe, I don't know, put a personalized sign on there, which you can do, it won't pull all the way through. So I am just going to reinforce it. You can put E6000, you can put super glue. I just find if you add a good layer of super hot glue along the edge, it's just really reinforcing the sign. Again, making sure I know where that's at. I'm going to flip this over. Those 2 pipe cleaners are going in the 2 center holes. So there's 1, there's 2, and I'm going to pull that down nice and tight right to the center. Little twist, twist, twist. Right now it looks like its own little version of candy. It looks very vintage candy-like. And I'm going to show you the back. I'm trying not to flatten it because I don't really want to refluff everything. So just twist it a handful of times to where you got it enough to go past one of the holes. Remove the residual of your pipe cleaner. And then you're just going to simply take the end and poke that below. And then, this is where your business card comes into play. We are going to take our business card, lay that right over the top to cover the rest of the pipe cleaner. Although there's nothing on the back of the door that would scratch the door. So it's just another nice way that, oops, I want to make sure it's going to go the direction I want it to go. And now we can go ahead and hold it from the center and just fasten that to the bottom. And then that covers that piece. So from there, there is our wreath. And then from here is where you can get really pretty and just fluff out all of your ribbons. So just make sure that they have nice little rounded loops. You don't want them laying flat with creased edges unless you are putting it away for the season and you're fluffing it out for the next season. In that case, you can have some flat edges. So just like that. I am trying to get this one back where it's supposed to be. You can kind of tell if they shift because there should be no gaps between any of your ribbons. It should all cover flawlessly. So just make sure you go around the outside and do that to your outside ribbons, especially if you laid it flat to fasten. Just make sure that it is all set and ready to go. You can do these on a lower price point depending upon where you bought your ribbon and how much your ribbon cost. But it's a great wreath to build if you have like Costco or Sam's ribbon, so you have those big 50-yard spools. You have a nice coordinating sign. can't really call this a wreath on a budget because your signboard could average, I want to say about $6 for the board. You have about $8 to $10 in your sign, and then whatever your ribbon cost is, plus your labor. So let's see what this looks like on the door. Finished diameter from ribbon edge to ribbon edge is 20 inches. And guess what? This will also fit on storm doors because it is low enough. You don't have a big bow or anything. This will fit on a storm door, so it's ideal for that. Okay, flipping you up so that you guys can see. We're going to put it on this door so that you can see what we have done. What we have made today is our candy cane Christmas ribbon wreath, is how I would label this. And there you have it. We're all set. Super cute, super fun, super easy to make. And you can make a ton of these really quick. If you had all the boards, if you had all the signs, you're all set. You're all ready to go. What questions can I answer for you today, if any? I think I've gone over all the measurements, everything that you need, where you can find it. This will be listed in my shop as soon as I can get inside, take the photos, because now with daylight savings time here, it gets darker quicker, so I've got to turn the rest of my lights on and make sure it looks like it's daylight, even though it's not. All right. I just bought the board. Good job, Joan. Well, now you know there's a ton of ideas on things that you can use those boards for, and why not? They were created to make a wreath maker's life easy. So you guys have a fabulous night, and I will talk to you all real soon. Bye for now.